Michael Jordan just dropped a bombshell about his relationship with Kobe Bryant.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with him.
After staying quiet for a long time, he is now revealing why many NBA players did not like the Black Mamba. There is a side of Kobe that fans never got to see. We have all the facts. Let's explain it clearly. The NBA has many rivalries. In NBA history, very few players are both loved and hated like Kobe Bryant. Millions of fans admire the Black Mamba's strong desire to be the best. But behind the scenes, there were many fights and broken friendships that showed a different story. The most famous fight in basketball started when two great players had to share the same team, the Lakers. The fight between Shaq and Kobe is well known, not only because it was very on winning more championships.
The Lakers called in Shaq. They said, Shaq. He said, They said, we got your teammate. His name Kobe. He a kid, he sucks, but he got insane potential. Shaq said, that's well and good, but I'm trying to win a championship right now.
From 1996 to 2004, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant were one of the strongest teams in sports, winning 3 straight championships from 2000 to 2002. But under this success was a deep anger that later broke the team. The main problem was not just basketball. It was a fight between two very different ways of thinking about life, work, and leading others. Shaq's easygoing, fun way was very different from Kobe's hard-working, Michael Jordan-inspired attitude. Shaq wanted to enjoy being the best and have fun playing, but Kobe expected everyone to work hard all year and be perfect.
Championship. Kobe said, yeah, Shaq, let's work hard over the summer and let's win another championship. Shaq? Somebody came in and said, Shaq already on a plane, he went on vacation.
This basic clash reached its limit during a practice game in the short 1998-99 season. The tension turned physical when Shaq slapped Kobe in the game, and teammates had to step in to stop things from getting worse.
One day they were in practice and they start getting a little physical, Kobe and Shaq. One thing leads to another. They start arguing and Shaq smacks him. Bam! Boom! The team jumps in and separates the both of them.
This event showed that their fight was more than just work problems. It was very personal. Things got worse when Kobe's legal issues caused more tension. During police questioning, Kobe said that Shaq gave money to women to keep quiet. This hurt Shaq's marriage and showed that Kobe was ready to use private information against his teammates.
Kobe messes up. It comes out that during his legal case, he was snitching a little bit. He said to the police, man, I should have just done what Shaq does and pay women off.
The result of this betrayal was quick and firm. The Lakers had to choose between their two stars and ended up trading Shaq to Miami in 2004. The choice was based on age and money, but the main message was clear. Kobe's plan for the team won, no matter the personal cost. But Shaq was not the only star who clashed with Kobe. This pattern of tough relationships lasted throughout Kobe's career, affecting many players. One example is Kobe's fight with Smush Parker, a backup point guard who played for the Lakers from 2005 to 2007. Parker's time with Kobe was so hard it became a key part of his story. Even though they were teammates of 2 seasons and had lockers next to each other, Parker says Kobe never talked to him directly. Kobe's mental game was quiet but powerful. He just acted like Parker wasn't there.
Not opinion, not, feelings, facts. No, the man didn't talk to me. He didn't talk to me. Overrated. Like, this is one of the greatest players of all.
The problem grew worse when Parker spoke out about his time playing with Kobe. In a 2007 interview, Parker said playing with Kobe was overrated because there was no guidance or even simple kindness. Kobe quickly answered with harsh words, calling Parker the worst teammate he ever had and saying Parker didn't belong in the NBA. Kobe said, he shouldn't have been in the NBA, but we were too cheap to pay for a point guard. This was not just criticism, it was meant to shame Parker and hurt his career. Kobe's harshness went beyond ignoring Parker. Parker said Kobe even stopped passing him the ball during games if he thought Parker wasn't good enough. This made a bad atmosphere where teammates felt nervous, never sure when Kobe might get angry at them.
The chemistry between, the lack of chemistry between Kobe and I because of, me not forcing him the ball and going the other way had, started to heavily weigh in, the locker room.
The problem grew worse when Parker spoke out about his time playing with Kobe. In a 2007 interview, Parker said playing with Kobe was overrated because there was no guidance or even simple kindness. Kobe quickly answered with harsh words, calling Parker the worst teammate he ever had.
But he did sign the basketball, and he did sign a picture, so I was able to present that to my pastor for Christmas.
The pattern of tough relationships kept going with Dwight Howard during the failed 2012-13 Super Team. The Lakers built a team that should have won with Kobe, Howard, Steve Nash, and Pau Gasol, but the team's chemistry was bad from the start. Howard, who was recovering from back surgery and trying to prove he was a next great Lakers center, often clashed with Kobe's strict leadership. The main problem was their different ways of thinking. Howard wanted to enjoy the game and have fun, but Kobe demanded full focus and a no-fun championship mindset. The tension grew during games, with reports of Howard elbowing Kobe and Kobe replying with teasing comments. These moments were not just about competition. They were personal attacks meant to hurt Howard's confidence.
At the rebound, everybody else is already down the floor. It's just me and Kobe. I hit him with a bow, boom. Hit him with another bow.
Howard later said he hated Kobe for many years because of the soft insult, showing the deep mental harm Kobe's words could cause. Even after they stopped playing, Howard found it hard to get over the anger. However, in time, he came to understand Kobe's way of doing things.
But mentally, he was 110% correct. Why am I letting the refs?
Why did you do that?
These marquee conflicts. He had documented issues with Karl Malone, who allegedly flirted with Kobe's wife, Vanessa, Ray Allen, Wnba Brown, and Jeremy Lin. Each relationship followed a similar pattern. Kobe would identify what he perceived as weakness or lack of commitment, then systematically work to expose and exploit those perceived flaws. What made these feuds particularly damaging was Kobe's willingness to take them public. Unlike other superstars who might handle conflicts privately, Kobe seemed to relish using media attention as a weapon against teammates he deemed unworthy. This created an atmosphere of fear throughout the organization where players knew that crossing Kobe could result in public humiliation and career damage. Michael Jordan, who served as a mentor to Kobe, had observed these patterns firsthand and understood both the benefits and costs of such an uncompromising approach. But these feuds were just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Kobe's controversial behavior and the darker aspect of his personality that many fans never saw. The dark side of the Mamba. While Kobe Bryant's on-court feuds painted a picture of a difficult teammate, they were merely the surface of a much darker and more complex personal life filled with scandals, legal troubles, and family destruction that would define his legacy in ways his basketball achievements never could. The man who preached about Mamba mentality and relentless pursuit of excellence harbored secrets and engaged in behavior that shocked even his closest associates and family members. The most devastating scandal of Kobe's career erupted in the summer of 2003, when he was accused of sexual assault by a 19-year-old hotel employee in Eagle, Colorado. The case wasn't just another celebrity scandal. It was a window into Kobe's character that revealed disturbing patterns of behavior and a callous disregard for the consequences of his actions. The details of the case were particularly damaging. The accuser claimed that Kobe had invited her to his hotel room for a tour, then forcibly raped her despite her pleas to stop. Physical evidence included her blood on his shirt and injuries consistent with sexual assault. Most tellingly, when initially confronted by police, Kobe completely denied.
Do I think Kobe raped this woman? Yes. Do I think Kobe thought he was raping this woman? No. And I know that sounds like a cop-out answer, but I don't mean it that way.
When faced with clear evidence, Kobe changed his story. He admitted the sexual encounter happened, but said it was consensual. However, he also mentioned choking the woman, calling it his thing, which suggested violent and controlling behavior. The case didn't just show Kobe's alleged criminal actions, but also his effort to harm his accuser to protect himself. His defense team ran a campaign of victim shaming, accidentally revealing the woman's name multiple times, which led to threats and harassment against her. The pressure became so intense that she refused to testify, causing the criminal charges to be dropped in the civil case. Kobe's apology was carefully worded. Although I truly believe this encounter between us was consensual, I recognize now that she did not and does not view this incident the same way I did. This language hinted either at a misunderstanding of consent or a strategy to avoid full legal blame while seeming sorry. The financial settlement was reportedly over $2.5 million, which many saw as hush money rather than true responsibility. Even more troubling was how fast Kobe's public image was restored, with sponsors like Nike supporting him throughout the scandal. But the sexual assault case was only one part of Kobe's history of cheating and hurting his marriage. During the 2003 case, Kobe admitted publicly to adultery, which devastated his wife, Vanessa, who stood by him at press conferences. Reports of many affairs made the humiliation worse. In 2011, Vanessa filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences and asking for joint custody of their children. She revealed they had no prenuptial agreement, risking half of Kobe's $150 million fortune. The divorce showed a marriage broken by repeated cheating and emotional abuse. Though they reconciled in 2013, the damage was clear. Kobe tried to fix things by buying Vanessa a $4 million apology ring, which seemed more like buying forgiveness than true remorse. Even more shocking was how Kobe destroyed his relationship with his parents and sisters. When he married Vanessa in 2001, his parents, Joe and Pam Bryant, boycotted the wedding because they disapproved of Vanessa's ethnicity and age, showing ugly family prejudices. Things got worse in 2013 when his parents tried to auction off his memorabilia without permission, including high school items and championship rings. Kobe sued to stop it, and his parents apologized publicly, but their relationship was broken beyond repair. In a blunt 2016 ESPN interview, Kobe spoke harshly about his parents, expressing frustration at their ingratitude despite his financial help. He said things like, "I say, I'm going to buy you a very nice home." And the response is, "That's not good enough." Their family split was so complete that Kobe's parents were barely mentioned at his 2020 memorial, with only Shaquille O'Neal briefly acknowledging them. This public snub showed how fully Kobe had cut ties with his family over what he saw as a disloyalty and greed.
Never understand how I could never see it getting that bad when me and my parents wasn't talking. Like, or it getting that bad where I really have the money, because I was in that situation, but I had fake money. Like, my money I had, that's laughable. Like,
Kobe has real money.
As a grown man, thinking about, like, I'm like, bro, like, make that, you could do that in 3 months.
Sebastian Telfair's emotional response to Kobe's long-running family feud reflected what many fans and observers felt: disbelief at how strained Kobe's relationship with his parents had become. To critics, it seemed unimaginable that someone with Kobe's immense wealth would allow bonds with his family to collapse over what appeared to be relatively small financial disputes. This pattern of fractured relationships extended to his sisters as well. While Kobe publicly claimed that cutting off financial support was his way of encouraging their independence, reports suggest that he also excluded them from his trust and inheritance. To many, this revealed a colder, more calculating side of Kobe, one that sharply contrasted with his carefully crafted public image as a devoted husband and father. Adding to the controversy were persistent rumors and conversations that followed Kobe throughout his career. On social media and in media circles, discussions often resurface about the 2003 sexual assault case, with some questioning whether there might have been other incidents that never came to light. Taken together, his admitted infidelity, the allegations of assault, and the systematic breakdown of family ties, a far more complex and troubling portrait of Kobe Bryant emerged. Beneath the celebrated Mamba mentality lay a side of Kobe that many believed was far darker than the legend he left on the basketball court.
Let's talk about Kobe's case for a second. He was accused of assault. Kobe said he did have sex with the woman, but it was consensual. Kobe's case was eventually dropped because the woman refused to testify.
The personal mistakes. Charlemagne's analysis of the 2018 Oscar controversy showed how people forget his scandal for years but acted surprised when they came up again during award season. The real tragedy in Kobe's personal life wasn't just the events themselves, but the pattern they showed. He couldn't keep healthy relationships with anyone who didn't help his basketball career. His treatment of teammates, the damage to his marriage, and breaking away from his family all showed a man whose drive to win took over his humanity. But as you'll see, these problems kept affecting Kobe's legacy even after his death. On January 26, 2020, Kobe Bryant died in a tragic helicopter crash along with his 13-year-old daughter Gianna and 7 others. In death, Kobe gained nearly universal respect and admiration, something he struggled with during his career. But over time, people have seen how his personal issues continued to affect those close to him even after he was gone. Right after his death, the world showed immense grief. NBA games had 24-second violations to honor him. Teams wore purple and gold armbands, and fans gathered at the Staples Center with flowers and jerseys. The public memorial on February 24, 2020, had 20,000 people and emotional speeches from his widow Vanessa, Michael Jordan, and Shaquille O'Neal. Michael Jordan's speech was especially touching, as he openly cried while talking about their relationship.